Can you maybe, I don't know if you have like an intuition or an idea, why do some people have like really strong psyches and some people go into psychosis?
It's not easy for us to ground or
Mm,
find balance or what will allow us to thrive. Um, this planet is confusing at best for a lot of people.
mm,
Um, I think those who can really appreciate simplicity don't necessarily find as much psychosis because there is a grounding in, but it's a grounding into what is simple. And and then the more that we're connected with the earth, I feel like the more we remember how to be simple and how to flow with life in simplicity, which allows a lot more harmony to come through. When our mind is overworked, when we're stressed, when there's mental chaos, when the systems that are expecting us to be a certain way don't match up with the energy of our being, it's hard to know like which is right, which is wrong. Do I listen to what my parents say? Do I follow my heart? If I'm only 10 years old, how much am I allowed to follow my heart? How much do I need to take the medicines that they're giving me because they've labeled me with some type of mental illness or disorder? And so now I'm being told that I'm not stable. So will I ever find stability, or will I have to resort to a medicine that tells me this is what's going to make me seem stable, or that this is my state of stability when I'm on this medicine? That's
yeah.
confusing. And it's confusing when we don't have people or communities or classes in school to help us understand this better. It's as though we got really good at teaching biology when it came to our physical bodies, um, but speak about consciousness and it's a little too abstract. There's no place to find it inside of us. Talk about emotional health as a priority. Um, and you're going to get a lot of people eventually taking sick days because they're mentally not well. And how do you get a workforce to continue with the same drive and motivation to succeed or to produce if you start bringing awareness that maybe if you took a day off when you were really stressed out, you wouldn't actually get physically sick? But if we only ever give people a chance to rest once they're physically ill, how do you ever sort through what got you to that state in the first place? Most of the time, it's because of the buildups of other things that make us feel very physically imbalanced.
Mm.
And when did the psychosis start? You know, if it is physically getting you to a point of feeling ill, did it start when you started overworking? Did it start when you were a child? Um, is it that we are in a world of mostly sane people, um, with only a few of us doing insane things? Or is what we believe to be quote unquote normal actually quite insane? Mm.
Mhm.
Because if what we've been told to keep working towards as the balanced state of normal is actually crazy, less and less people are going to be able to maintain that. And then they'll seem very, very crazy, very insane, very mentally unstable. Yeah. And maybe we're at a time right now when that's a very important type of transition. And those that believe that they have a strong psyche maybe need to question, where is that strength coming from? Is it coming from obedience to the systems that have been mechanically driven in one direction for a long time? Um, is it in balance if you seem to adapt to the lifestyles of your culture? so you fit in well with wherever in the world you were born or where you put yourself. um, what is that? Yeah.
Mm,
And
mm.
if it's so strong that it only understands life in one way, is that actually a stable psyche? Maybe, but only in that one small part of the world where you are. Because if you go to another part of the world, that system might derail you completely because
Yeah.
the way of life in another place is so different. And that system of stable psyche isn't going to help you at all. So
Mm,
we need to find ways of adapting. And I think the more we don't find that we're happy or stable in one thing, it's actually because we're maybe just empathically sensitive to a much greater global thing that we all don't know how to describe fully or in words or in a tangible way of connecting just yet. But perhaps that's why so much comes up in psychosis. We don't know how to say for sure that the one way we were taught is the direction to follow.